You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudripped for Black and White Sports. Well, we're going to talk about Odell Beckham Jr. As we know, he got booted off a flight yesterday in what was described by some passengers as being a unruly situation. Evidently, he was going in and out of consciousness. That was the word. And people on the flight got concerned, and they eventually deplaned the entire flight. And yeah, as you can imagine, people that were going to be on that flight were pissed. I don't blame them for that. I don't. Whether it was an overreaction or what from the airlines, who knows? Of course, Odell Beckham right now is the most prized available free agent in the NFL, coming off of a torn ACL. There's been heavy rumors of him to the Dallas Cowboys, and he's about to go on a NFL free agency tour. Giants, Bills, Cowboys. And then he's going to decide who he's going to. I don't know how much he's going to help anybody in the regular season. A pickup of Odell right now is going to most likely be for a playoff run. So, you get the point. Now his attorney has issued a statement. Let's take a look at this Daily Wire. Odell Beckham Jr.'s attorney is calling for a flag on the play after the wide receiver was reportedly ejected from an American Airlines flight heading from Miami to L.A. Attorney Daniel Daviner released a statement on Sunday afternoon, just hours after his client had been escorted off the flight, saying that what the American Airlines flight crew had described as Beckham fading in and out of consciousness was just him falling asleep. That's interesting because it seemed from what they were saying, though, they could not get him to stay alert enough to actually, do stuff, be conscious, talk back and forth kind of thing. In the statement, Daviner claimed that Beckham had simply been sleeping and had pulled a blanket over his face, quote, which is his normal practice for long flights, and had only awakened when crew members informed him that they had returned to the gate and he would have to exit the plane for failure to put a seatbelt on. When asked, quote, he responded that he was asleep, that he would put his seatbelt on at that time, and he was informed that it was too late, and that either he would have to get off the plane or everyone would have to deplane, the statement continued. The statement went on to note that the crew did eventually have everyone get off the plane and noted that Beckham's luggage was still sent on to L.A. Quote, sleeping on a plane should not be cause for a removal from a flight, the statement concluded, arguing that if the flight crews could wake him at the gate, they could have awakened him early and avoided the situation entirely. According to American Airlines, with an assist from Miami-Dade Police Department, members of the flight crew were concerned because Beckham appeared to be in and out of consciousness prior to the takeoff. Also, according to the airline, Beckham initially refused to exit the plane, which was the reason everyone was forced off the plane. Beckham, who was reportedly quiet as he walked through the airport, responded to the situation later in a series of tweets. Quote, never in my life have I experienced what just happened to me. I've seen it all. Never in my life. I could never make this up. It's a comedy hour. We saw that in the initial video that I put out yesterday. So, it looks like we got one of these standard operating procedures in he said, they said, this is what happened, we're covering our ass, and in turn, nobody really knows what actually happened with this flight. All I know is you had a bunch of passengers yesterday pissed off, and it seemed they were mad at Odell Beckham Jr. because they asked him to put his seatbelt on, and supposedly he wasn't able to stay awake long enough, I guess, to just follow simple instructions was kind of what I took out of this. We don't really know who's at fault here, that he initially just refused to put on his seatbelt, so everybody had to get off the plane. But we don't know that. Was it an overreaction from the airline? Possibly. Possibly. Who knows? If they realized who this was, they should have also known this was going to garner a lot of attention, because Miami-Dade police got involved, right? You got a superstar wide receiver in the NFL. You got the police department, and you got airplanes, and you got people with cameras. It was going to become a shit show no matter what. So here we are. I don't know. We can't tell exactly who's at fault. This feels wide receiver diva-ish. Let's put it that way. We've seen a lot of that. That would tell me he's probably a leading contender to become a Dallas Cowboy wide receiver, because Jerry loves him some diva wide receivers. Well, you got one available right here, and there's been a lot of fire around Beckham and the Cowboys. I do think that's where he ends up going, by the way. So that's my NFL sports side take of this. I just think it seems to be a fit at this point. Although part of me believes he'd love to finish his career with the Giants in a full circle kind of thing, but there is speculation. It's up in the air as to whether or not they might, they could theoretically miss the playoffs depending on seeding. And I mean, whoever gets him is getting him for a playoff run, not a regular season run. So you get the point. And the Cowboys have beaten the Giants twice, so they obviously hold all tiebreakers in seeding. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.